What up, my guys? Over to another show. NBA Talk with Jay Wednesday here, man. April 24th, 2024, man. A couple tough games today, a couple tough games yesterday as well, man. I still like the sides. I do not regret them whatsoever. As I always tell you guys, never bet more than you can afford to lose. And obviously, nothing is an absolute guaranteed lock as well. Whether a capper's been hot, whether a capper's been cold, like nothing is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So you always bet within your means there. And just remember that this is sports betting and nothing is guaranteed. So just keep that in mind when placing your bets, man. So a couple of tough games today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't place anything on today's games. I'll go through them and talk about them, let you know what I would bet. But I'm not gonna lie, like these are a couple of tough games, a couple of tough series as well. And what I've realized with myself, sometimes game two, just with me personally, could be some of the hardest games. I really like game threes, game fours. I do think we're gonna make some money there, my guys. So let's get over here. First game, I'm not here to waste your time. Let's go over to the streets of Boston. This one, Celtics land 14.5 points at the house versus the Heat. In this one, obviously, first game, Celtics came out there, smacked them, punched them in the mouth. They were making, when the Celtics are making threes, like nobody's going to stop this team. This is the best team in the NBA. I'm not really sure what it's going to take to get in their way. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they've owned the Heat this year. They've won 4 straight matchups. This team got kicked out of the playoffs last year versus the Heat, so they're not going to let up on them. They're going to continue to put their foot on their necks. Obviously, 14.5 is a lot to lay in a playoff game. So I'm saying, even with the Heat missing Terry Rozier and Jimmy Butler out there now, they're going to make some adjustments. They're going to make some defensive adjustments. Obviously, you always worry about the Celtics as well. Can they continue to make all those threes? Because when the Celtics, like when they're not super hot from three, that's when they're susceptible to like letdowns and things like that, man. But I'm not betting against the Celtics. I'm telling you that right now. Maybe even if Terry Rozier is in there, I'll be looking at trying to take the double digits here. But the Heat just might mess around and get swept in this playoff series. And that would be like a hell of a statement for the Celtics. Like, you know what I'm saying, to sweep these boys out of here, no matter who they got out there. But you can't underestimate Spoelstra. He's obviously one of the greatest coaches in the NBA. Mazzulla, he's stepping up as well. Like he's y'all just watch. I mean, he might be, you know what I'm saying? But Mazzulla, Spoelstra, he's known to make adjustments. Like he's gonna make some adjustments. He knows what he has to do. You got to run the Celtics off the 3-point line, like make them beat you inside the paint, man. So they'll probably go a little bit more zone, probably switch it up to like a 3-2 zone, 1-3-1, something like that. I'd be interested to see what Spoelstra's gonna do here, but obviously offensively, he just didn't really have the horses to keep up with the Celtics in this one. I'd be looking at some props once again for the guys for the Celtics, looking at some 3-pointer props as well, man. So guys, and even Duncan Robinson's playing, he's not 100%. I was looking at it last night, like his over 1.5 threes at plus money is not a bad look, but obviously he could leave the game and not come back at any point in any point. So I'm saying he's not, know for a fact that he's not 100%, but they are going to need something from Duncan Robinson. He only played 15 minutes in the last game, put up 3 threes, only hit 1 for 3. He's going to have to hit at least 2 of them tonight if they want to be at least remotely close in this one. So Hero didn't have a good game as well. He only had 11 points in that game. They were blitzing him, double teaming him. So the way that I'll be looking at it, Hero might go over his assists. Like they're gonna make sure that he's not gonna be the top scorer that's gonna beat them. So Hero's gonna have to pass out or double team. He's gonna have to get those assists up, get some other guys involved as well. Obviously, Jaime Jaquez Jr. first start as a rookie. He should have still is in a crazy environment as well, but this one's all on the Celtics. If they're making their threes like that, like nobody's going to stop them. Like nobody in the NBA playoffs are going to be able to stop the Celtics when they're clicking on all cylinders. But the only problem I have with the Celtics, when you get up by 30 points and then before you know it, it's a 12-point game. Like that's when it comes into like the point spread. That's the reason why I'm not laying a 14.5 with them here tonight. They could win the game by a point and go up 2-0 and they don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? There's a ton of money on the Celtics as well. Now, they could mean something. It could not mean anything. Obviously, like I say, if they're busting them threes, it doesn't matter if 100% of the money is on them. They're going to smack the Heat up here. But I know that Spoelstra's going to make some adjustments here. It's just I'm not laying. I don't. There's not many times where I'm going to be laying more than double digits in a playoff series. It's just not something that I feel comfortable with here. So no play for me on this game whatsoever. I'd like to take Celtics team total over, like first half team total over. I do expect their offense to continue to do well, but it's just a series that I don't really have. It's either Celtics or nothing for me here. And with the spread being as high as it is, I know that there's room for these guys. And this total is wrong. This is the total from the other day. I know that there's room for these guys to win, but not cover. So I'm all the way off this game here. I'm just like, whatever you're betting here, best of luck. This really good game for some props here, in my opinion. I know DeLon Wright came off the bench and had a really good game for the Heat last game as well. So I could see that happening again. They're going to need DeLon Wright because it's only him and Hero. They're ball handlers. You dig what I'm saying? So DeLon Wright's going to continue to get a ton of playing time here for the Miami Heat. This is a good game to look at some player props in this one. Me personally, I would almost never lay double digits in a playoff game. Let's go over to the streets of Oklahoma City in this one. Thunder laying 7.5 points at the house versus the Pelicans in this one. Pelicans played a really good game. They got down by 9 points, and then before you know it, they go on a 9-0, 10-0 run. See what I'm saying? They do have some matchup advantages in this one. Now, obviously, the Thunder are a really great team. They're a really deep team as well, but they're also a young team. And I don't know about laying 7.5 here, man. I actually lean towards Pelicans here plus the 7.5. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, the reason why I didn't make a play on either one of these games, because I could see it going either way. Like if the Pelicans won this game outright, I would not be surprised. But also, that was the Thunder's first playoff game and their first game in about 6 or 7 days as well. So that was probably the best chance for the Pelicans to steal one. And when you should have won the game and then you don't, you always worry about the psychological standpoint from that coming back from the game as well, especially when you're still on the road as well. So if the Thunder were able to win and cover this game by margin, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But if I had to bet it, like looking at it pregame, I'd lean towards the Pelicans here, man. I think that these guys can really match up with them, even without Zion. I mean, if they had Zion out there, I'm just telling you this right now, the Pelicans fuck around be putting the Thunder out. But with their whole advantage is driving into the paint, man. You gotta like Holmgren, he's a great player, but like these guys do lack size, especially coming off the bench as well. So that's where the Pelicans are going to have to hit it where it hurts for the Thunder there. Valanciunas is going to have to have a great game. Larry Nance Jr. as well, man. Najee Marshall as well. Like Herb Jones, he can play the 5 as well. These guys are going to have to drive into the paint and have success. But obviously, like they're with the way they're not calling the foul calls, the Pelicans, they got really flustered in their first game, man. CJ was like, man, I shot 22 times and didn't get a single free throw. You see what I'm saying? So Brandon Ingram, they're figuring out ways to try to free him up. Lou Dort actually absolutely had him in lockdown mode. You dig what I'm saying? But they have some advantage. You got to attack Giddey. You got to attack Holmgren, man. That's what you got to do. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with this line coming down from 8.5 to the 7.5. Yeah, I think even if the Pelicans lose this game, they could keep it within the 7.5. I remember hearing them saying that they still remember the Thunder knocking them out of the play-in tournament last year. So there is some little extra incentive here for the Pelicans. Like I said, in the first game, you see the Thunder go on their run in the third quarter, but the Pelicans like, hold on, we can hang with y'all. You see what I'm saying? CJ McCollum, they're gonna need something outside of just CJ McCollum and Trey Murphy. They need Brandon Ingram to show up here. They're going to need guys like Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado. They're going to need them to show up. These are what I'm saying is these are a matchup of two pretty evenly teams, especially without Zion. Like if they had Zion, the Pelicans are the better team. I'm telling you that right now. But without Zion, these two teams are pretty even when it comes all the way down to the bench. They have a lot of guys that do a lot of different things for them. I would lean towards the Pelicans here plus the 7.5, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised with which happens with either one of these games. Game 2 is probably some of the roughest, hardest games to call. You don't know if the road dog is gonna take over and even the shit up, or you can't be surprised if the home team goes up 2-0 and protect their home court. That's what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? But I do lean towards the Pelicans here plus the 7.5, my guys. So I also lean towards Pelicans over their team total as well. I know that this total has dropped, but I do think the Pelicans will have some better offensive schemes in this particular game and score more than 92 points in this one around, man. So this one, I think even the full game total could possibly go over here as well. It's been a ton of unders. I do think some of these overs, a few of them might start to come back through in this one, man. This could be a really good one. I lean towards Pelicans on the 7.5 and their team total over as well, my guys. So end up staying off of both of these games, to be perfectly honest with you. I could see them going either way. It's just I didn't want to force anything today. It's a lot better spots If you guys know, the down 0-2 going back to the house, it's a lot better spots to on Thursday and Friday for me. So both of these pair of game twos, I'm staying off of them. I could see them going either way. Wouldn't be surprised what happened either way, my guys. So really a really couple of good games to look at, some props. Whatever you guys are betting, I wish you the best of luck. Make sure that you're having bankroll management as well, man. I know it's the playoffs. A lot of people are like, all right, we finna go heavy on some shit. You could do whatever you want, but just make sure that you're living to another day, my guys. Make sure you're living to another day. Whatever you guys are betting, I wish you the best of luck. Hope you smack those bookies up, my guys. Hit the like button. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, my guys. Thursday and Friday as well, man. 1 p.m. Eastern, trying to get some cash, man. Got some really good looks, and I will be back trying to smack the bookies up, man. It's all love. I hope y'all have a great day, and we out.